Elections around the country last year produced a wave of political change in Congress, including the election of a new representative from Boston, Ayanna Pressley. But the voting also had ripple effects in the community, one of them being a music video by a local student we'd like to welcome from Boston Arts Academy, Danny Rivera, and the school's headmaster, Ann Clark. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
I want to start with Danny because, you have some experience as a singer before, so this was not the first time for you, right?
No. I've been singing since I was 5, and yeah.
Now, one of your previous experiences we should disclose here, you've even gone to the White House, right?
Yeah, in elementary school I was given the opportunity to travel with my school choir, and we had the opportunity to sing for President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, and I sang a Christmas song for them, and so it was a really good opportunity.
And what's the contribution of the school here? I know you have the arts focus, but fill that in a bit.
So Boston Arts Academy is Boston's only public high school for the visual and performing arts. 469 students. They study music, like Danny, instrumental and vocal, but also theater, dance, visual arts, and fashion, as well as the full academic program.
Danny, I want to talk to you about the speech that inspired your song, Ayanna Pressley's first address in Congress when she took office.
For what purpose?
Basically telling the president, we have a serious problem. What got you so excited about this?
Well, I was able to meet her multiple times through BAA and through some of the gig opportunities that we were able to participate in, and she just had a level of authority and just insight. She's very clear with what she wants, and she made a point on Congress, with that first speech. And so I took that and I was like, I can have that same power, I can have that same voice. I've been able to, or I'm given the platform to be able to exercise my right, to be able to say what I want to say. And so I believe that, that video really inspired me and inspired a lot of other classmates of mine to really speak on what matters and what is important to our generation and to our time right now.
There are things that she brought up, not usually brought up in Congress. Which ones were important to you?
Well, I think what really stood out to me the most was her talking about unity. And that was the chorus, we stand as thousands. And I believe that there are times when we can feel as if we're separate from those in Congress, and the people in Congress are on their own world and they're making their own decisions and whatever they want. But she made sure that she was bringing Boston with her to DC. And I think that's what makes her so different than other Congress women and men. She's very much aware of what the people want, and she's going there to fight for what the people want.
And speaking of ripple effects, what was it like for students at your school once this started going viral?
Well, they were very proud. I mean, as Danny said, we've had the honor of having a relationship with a congresswoman, so they were proud to be associated with her. But they were also very proud of Danny because he was representing what we really teach and believe at Boston Arts Academy, that artistry is about technique, but it's also about having a point of view and having something to say and using your gift to really spread that point of view.
So one thing that struck me about your song is that it's a reaction to a speech that's powerful, almost confrontational, but your song is so lyrical. Explain that.
Well, as an artist, I think I was able to, or at least I was trying to captivate what she was saying, but as well add my own musical taste and style on it. And so what I did was really, the speech inspired the song, and so I use words and phrases from her speech in my song as well. But when I was writing, I was really thinking about what are things that are going on in society, in our everyday life, that aren't getting talked about enough. How can I use the melody and use the lyric flow to really not just make the song sound nice and so that catchy for everyone to be able to sing along to, but to bring awareness to certain issues and difficulties in our community.
I feel I was a song about your classmates and you. It's not so much about her.
Right. Well, I made sure that I was including my classmates because we're the people. You know, we're the people she is fighting for and she's defending in Washington, D.C. And I wasn't just going to do it by myself because I know that it impacts the decisions that are made on a regular day basis by our president and other people in those high positions of power. They impact us. They impact all of us. And I made sure that the people who were in that room sitting in the classroom with their hands raised like this were a group of diverse people so that we're getting not just one, not just one background or one kind of student. We're getting a diverse group of students who can all testify and say, I've been impacted in some way, shape, or form by the decisions that have been made that aren't necessarily the best decisions. But I'm willing to step up to the call and step up to the plate and use my platform as an artist to really impact my neighborhood, to impact my community, and make sure that we're saying no to certain things and saying yes to certain things so we can see our country move forward in a good, positive manner.
Yeah, and Danny's in navigating the ties between politics and art. You had to do this early this year at the Strand Theater when you had the Congresswoman there in person. What was that like?
Well, it was amazing to have her there, and it was an honor. But it was also an opportunity to talk exactly about the kinds of issues and challenges that Danny's referencing. We were doing the musical Memphis, which also talks about the history of race, prejudice, and oppression. And the students took that artistic piece very seriously, not only doing an excellent production of it, but also researching the history, putting together a study guide for the students who came for the performance. So it was wonderful to have the Congresswoman there to kind of see that whole experience. And what we do at Boston Arts Academy, as Danny says, really connecting the arts to what's going on in the world around us and helping the students who are part of the world and do have a point of view see that they have a voice in what happens and decisions that are made as well.
And BAA is also a part of this whole arts ecosystem in Boston,
Right.
and you have an event reflecting that coming up in the not too distant future. What's going to be happening?
Yes, we have an event called BAA Honors, and Danny's actually one of the co-hosts of that event, coming up on May 4th at the Intercontinental Hotel. And we honor at that annual event artists in the community who've really contributed locally in Boston and nationally. This year we're honoring Roger Brown, who's the president of Berkeley and a musician. We're honoring Linda Henry for her work with Hub Week. We're honoring Miko Nesson for his work with Boston Ballet. And it's our opportunity as a community to really celebrate the arts, but also to support Boston Arts Academy and to make sure that students like Danny have the resources, the teachers they need to really continue to develop their gifts.
And finally, if people want to see this video, if they haven't seen it already, what's the best way to chase it down?
It's on YouTube. If you look up We're On Our Way Up, Ayanna Pressley official music video, you should be able to find it.
Thank you both, Danny Rivera and Ann Clark from Boston Arts Academy.